Welcome, Coven members, and welcome to my very first 24-hour readathon. I do not have the time to read a full 24 hours or even in a weekend. So what we're going to do instead is we are trying to commit to read 24 hours within a week. So right now it is a Monday at 9:17. After I tell you what books I want to get accomplished in the next week, then the timer will get started and I'm going to take you along for the journey. My fellow Coven member, Sarah, will be joining us in trying to achieve it. I have higher hopes for her than for me. I think that she'll accomplish it quicker than I will. But I have a couple days off this week, and this weekend doesn't have too many plans, so my hopes are really high, and I want to get through my TBR. I've only read one book in July. I wanted to go through some of the books that I want to try to read. I'm currently 14% through The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I really want to finish this trilogy. We're seeing her in September for Catabasis. It's not Catabasis. We have been told multiple times at multiple author events that it is Catabasis, I think. That is why I'm reading physically, like on my Kindle. I am currently reading King of Sloth by Anna Huang on audiobook. I typically read an audiobook and a physical / Kindle book at the same time. I have about 2 hours left of King of Sloth. So I'm already preparing for my next physical book and for my next audiobook. So here's some of the options I have. So for audiobook, I have narrowed it down to 2 different books. So we have King of Envy by Anne Huang, and it's the last published book that she has out right now in the King of Sin series. And so I'm kind of thinking about just going ahead and finishing it. But then I had a friend recommend Lights Out by Nevessa Allen, and I've heard that the audiobook is just phenomenal, and I would really, really love to read this. So I'm kind of going back and forth. We'll just kind of see what mood I'm in by the time I'm done with King of Sloth. Now, as far as a physical book, after I'm done with The Burning God, the book club book series of the year is the Book of Azrael, and the 4th book is coming out in October. So I've already read the Book of Azrael. I've already passed that along. I wanted a completely different genre in between the Poppy War trilogy and finishing off the Book of Azrael. I am not a super big dark romance girly, but I did get Her Soul to Take for Christmas this year, and it doesn't look that long. I mean, look how beautiful this book is. It's so pretty. It's not super long, I don't think. Oh, never mind. It's like 480 pages. So it's a little bit longer than I thought. But I've been listening to, the King of Sin series, which is billionaire romance. That's my cat on a paper bag, so I'm sorry. But I've been listening to that, and that's like billionaire romance, nothing too crazy. And then the Poppy War has just been ripping my heart out into shreds. And so I kind of want something a little fun, which is why Lights Out was recommended to me. This has been on my shelf, and so I really want to try it out. So let's see how far I can get. So we're going to start reading at 9:30 a.m. and we are going to try to read 24 hours between now and 9:30 a.m. next Monday. So let's see how far we get. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I've read about an hour or so of King of Sloth. I have about 30-ish minutes before I have to do more adult responsibility. So I'm going to take some time to sit back and relax and read some of The Burning God. Okay, so update. I only have 49 minutes left of my audiobook, King of Sloth. So I think I'm just going to double down on that and immersive read after I get ready for bed and want to get cozy and go ahead and knock that book out and done. Today is day 2 of our 24-hour readathon challenge. Yesterday, I read for 2 hours and 29 minutes, which already technically puts me behind. And today, I have no gaps in my schedule. And I have D&D tonight. So I'm not sure how much reading's going to get done. We're going to see how much reading I can get done on day 2. So it turns out I do have a little bit of time this evening, and I had a lot of time today to read. So right now I am at the 4 hour and 9 minute mark on day 2. I am going to take a little bit of time to write in my book journal. I finished King of Sloth last night. I recommend it. It was super cute. I'm going to spend the rest of the evening working on The Burning God. I am 31% done. So I won't finish it tonight, but I think we can get a good chunk done. Guys, you know how I said I was like super busy yesterday? I ended up not being super busy. And so I am now at 6 hours and 27 minutes at the end of day 2. It is day 3. I have gaps in my schedule and I know I'm gonna have time to read my audiobook tonight. So let's see how much reading I get done today. Continuing with The Burning God. Hey Coven members, it's day 4 of my 24-hour readathon that I'm trying to accomplish within a week because I'm just too busy. What have we accomplished so far? We're about halfway through the challenge. We have read about 9 hours, which technically puts us behind. I'm not sure how far Sarah is. We are going to be filming some more content tonight, so I will catch up with her then. I have finished King of Sloth, and I have decided to move on to King of Envy, and I got to read about an hour of that last night. I'm about 61% through The Burning God. The Burning God is potentially a 5-star read. Again, I'm at 61%, so we will see what happens. Today, I have the day off, but as always, there's always stuff to do. I'm hoping to plug into my audiobook and listen to that while I get some stuff done. And just like a brief, quick review of King of Sloth. Why was it the cutest Anna Huang book I've ever read? Javier was adorable and was probably the most distinct male main character out of all of them. Every character has like little quirks, right? And sometimes they're really believable, sometimes they're not. And I just felt like Sloane felt like a real person. If you can look past the family trauma that they both have suffered, it was really cute. And I think it was a nod to rom-coms. I'm not a huge rom-com person, but this hit like just right. It wasn't like super cheesy. It still felt like realistic in a way that a billionaire romance book is realistic. But it was probably my favorite book out of the Kings of Sin series. But let me tell you, like I said, I've read an hour of King of Envy with Ayana and Vuk. I think this book has potential. This book has potential for me to like really, really like it. When it comes to like romance novels and stuff, or like that's the main like focal point, I have a hard time giving it anything above a 4 stars. And this one I feel like could potentially do it. In the Twisted series that Anna Huang did, there were some darker elements that was always like hinted at or like was very like surface level. And I'm like, man, if she goes deeper into it, I feel like I would like really cling to it. I already get that vibe only listening an hour in. I have 9 hours left on the audiobook right now because I listen at 1.7 speed. Unless I'm immersive reading, then I can read at 2 speed. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish that audiobook in this vlog or not. It has potential. So I'm very excited I'm really happy with my choice. So Lights Out will definitely be my next audiobook. And so I'm sure we'll talk about that later too. But I just kind of want to give you an update on what I've been reading and how I've been enjoying it. Good morning. It is Saturday. And so we have 2 more days of the readathon. My hopes were super, super high until yesterday, and I didn't even have time to record yesterday. I only got to read for like an hour or so. So I'm at 13 and a half hours, and we have until Monday at 9:30 to finish it. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more time today and tomorrow to read. I'm at 77% through The Burning God. So honestly, my goal is to finish The Burning God by the end of this vlog, more so than read 24 hours, but I'm still going to try. So our 24-hour readathon is complete. Actually, we have about 45 minutes until it's technically complete, but I have 5 hours still left on my timer. So that's not going to happen. So I'm calling it here. We did not achieve our 24-hour readathon within a week. So I think that nothing but proves that I cannot do a 24-hour readathon actually in 24 hours or through a weekend. 19 hours in a week is nothing to like be upset about. And I didn't necessarily like carve out any special time. I had an evening that I didn't plan on having. So let's talk about what I did read. At one point I said, even if I don't hit the 24-hour mark within a week, if I can just finish The Burning God, then I'm happy. Well, guess what? We finished The Burning God. Yeah, we finished The Burning God. So that is super exciting. I am done with the Poppy War trilogy now, and I'm sad. I'm so sad. You know, whenever I would see reviews of the Poppy War, that's all anyone ever said was, I'm sad, I'm devastated, I'm heartbroken. And I'm like, that's not descriptive. Well, guess what? It was sad and heartbreaking and devastating and all the other things, right? It really gives you a microscopic view of war, and it has fantasy elements to keep like someone like me interested, because I probably wouldn't read just for like a regular war book. And I know it is heavily influenced on a real war that occurred. And there were a couple, I think I rated the first two. I rated the Poppy War and I rated the Dragon Republic 4 stars. Honestly, because it just made me so sad. I couldn't rate any higher. And then The Burning God. At one point, I was telling another Coven member that it potentially could be a 5 stars. It was not a 5 stars, but dang, it was a 4.75. It was pretty dang close. There are 3 things that kind of knocked it down a little bit. It drug a little bit too much. There were some plot points that I thought could have been explored a little bit more, I was interested in. And then the ending I was fine with, but it was more so how it happened. If you want to hear my grievance, but don't want to get spoiled, skip literally 30 seconds. I will keep this very concise. So how it ends, Rin, our main character, she dies. I completely expected it, honestly, was kind of in a weird way hoping for it, because I didn't see any other way, especially since she was like descending into madness kind of at the end, right? Because she didn't have a war to fight anymore and she didn't know what to do with herself. Neza kills her instead of Kate, and I thought if Kate would have killed her, that would have been a lot more symbolic. Her relationship with Neza is like in and out, in and out, in and out. But like Kate is like the person that she has always relied on her entire, like ever since she went to Senegard. And so I just felt like it would have been more symbolic if he would have done it, because he also knows that like he would die too. So that was my small little grievance. So no more spoilers, but I just felt a little hollow, but I feel like that was maybe the goal. Masterpiece writing. Highly recommend, but you gotta check your trigger warnings if you're someone that's triggered very easily. I would also, if you're someone that reads like 2 books at a time, I would pair it with something very happy or goofy, or something you don't have to use your mind for that much. Also, if you're someone that doesn't enjoy all the details of war, this gets very, very detailed at times. I really enjoyed it. It made it feel so realistic, and some people just aren't into that. So that's the Poppy War trilogy, and that's The Burning God. The Burning God was definitely my favorite of the 3. I did finish King of Sloth. I think I finished that like the first or second day. I really, really enjoyed it. It was my favorite Anna Huang book that I've read so far, until I started reading King of Envy. And I am now 75% done with King of Envy. I might finish it today. I don't know. Today or tomorrow, I will finish it. And guys, I don't know. It slaps. It's so good. It is like leagues above like the first 3. Like King of Greed didn't really give me much. And then what's that? King of Pride. I don't even remember what like the trope is, which it's been a long time since I've read King of Pride, but like I remember the trope for King of Wrath, and that was the first one I read. King of Envy so far is top tier. The ending might change it for me. I don't ever rate romance more than 4 stars. This one is like right now like a 4.75. It's almost a 5-star read, and that just doesn't happen for me because romance is not my primary genre. It's more of my palate cleanser kind of books. So anyways, King of Envy, top tier, but I do have to say, like, it is interconnected standalone. You could read it alone. You're going to get more of an impact if you at least read King of Greed and King of Sloth first. Honestly, you probably could skip King of Wrath and King of Pride if you wanted to really read King of Envy. So that's what I read. That's how my 24-hour readathon went. I really enjoyed it. And I'm still going to see how long it takes for me to actually get to 24 hours. I think it'll take another 2 days is what I'm guessing. But the next time I will try to set myself up a little bit more for success. I just kind of like decided that I wanted to do it. I asked Sarah if she wanted to do it, and then we just did it. I don't think she hit hers either. She got to read a 6 stars God tier series for her, which I love when that happens. So I'm just happy for her and her being in that moment. So that's how it went. Have you ever done a 24-hour readathon? Do you have any tips or tricks? Let me know. Thanks for following along. This is the first vlog. If you want to see a different kind of vlog, if you want to see me try this again, if you want different kind of content, or again, you just want to see something else or see more, I kind of slacked towards the end of the week. But again, the weekend's just harder for me to film and stuff. So anyways, thanks for coming along, Coven members. We are currently reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil and Fable. And then our August book has been announced, and it is Project Hail Mary. I will be reading the audiobook for it because I've heard the audiobook is just top tier amazing. I'm just kind of in my audiobook era right now. I was looking back and realized that a lot of the books that I've accomplished have been audiobooks instead of physical books. I just have more time to listen to them. But anyways, okay, thanks for watching. Bye!